she is.
There it is. Hello. Okay, yay.
How are you this morning?
Wonderful. Afternoon.
Oh, okay, yeah, it is. Afternoon.
Well, it's 11:12 here, so it still technically can be morning on the West Coast. How are you doing out in that heat?
I'm great. The heat, listen, I'm just praying that the sun stays away right now while I'm outside. It was doing good for the last 20 minutes now. Of course, since we're about to get started, the sun's probably going to shine. I love the heat, but hopefully my computer doesn't get overheated and we'll be good.
If we suddenly drop off, that's what happens. We're not just rudely leaving, just so you know, technology.
Yes. Hey guys, so today I really wanted to talk about, and actually Tawnie named it, retraining our brain and the thought process. And the reason I'm saying that, having a conversation with another warrior survivor, and they had a little frustration as to, actually I'll give you, the statement was, well, it's a lot easier for you and Tawnie to step up in front of people and talk, to show your body, to do all these things, because you were able to recover a lot faster than me or most people. And guess what? So many people may feel that way. So I appreciate every opinion, everything that you have. This is why we're standing in front, to help us all as a community, guys. So just to clarify that statement, it's easy for Tracey and Tawnie to be in front of the people and talk about all these great things we're doing with controlling our depression, our anxiety, our recovery with exercise, all of these things, because we were blessed. I'm refraining the words, and I'm saying my words because we're blessed. So we were blessed to have this recovery, but so many others are not. So I took that as, and we had a more in-depth conversation, as the frustration of, hey, I am not where I want to be, and it's frustrating. So instead of, and their words were, you guys are encouraging but discouraging at the same time. And I can smile with that because I totally understand that. We're encouraging and discouraging to her because of the simple fact that she is still in the prime of her recovery, that she does not quite like where she is. She's still in the mode of, I want to get better. I want to get to the next level. I want to get to the next step. So many of us are there. And it's okay for us to have that thought, hey, we want to get to the next level. But guess what, guys? To reframe our mind is how Tawnie said, it's because we want to get to the next level. We will get to the next level. So in the sense of, one of the things, guys, let us know if we got disconnected, because I'm looking at both, and one said we may have lost connection. So in the sense of, guys, retrain your mind, being the thought process of, hey, it's easier for y'all to say this and for y'all to be present in these situations because you were blessed, and so many of us are not. Oh, perfect. So, guys, the reason we're talking about this, because we are blessed. Thank you for reiterating that we are blessed indeed. And we're not standing in front to say it was easy. We went through all these things. I was in a coma. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. I was completely paralyzed. All of the above on my affected side. It's a blessing that I'm up and able to move now. I am a disability advocate now. I am a stroke advocate. And Tawnie is as well. So it is a blessing. But retrain our mind is what I want to say to this young lady. It's because you can get here. You can get here totally. But it's going to start with your mindset. It's going to start with your thought process to say, I can't get there. And then also I want to say, before we get into depth, as it's you versus you. Don't compare yourself to me. Don't compare yourself to Tawnie. Don't compare yourself to any survivor. Are you better than you were yesterday? Are you better than what you were the day you had your stroke? And most likely you can say yes. And honestly, we had a more in-depth conversation with this young lady, and she is. But this is for anybody that's struggling with the thought process of, hey, it's easy for y'all to say it because you're not where I am. Guess what? We were where you were. But I will say, every single person's recovery, going through a stroke, whatever, it's going to be different. So no two people are the same. No situation may be the same. But we're here as to be a positive influence to say, hey, we want to speak out loud and talk about the ways we had to recover so you don't struggle as much as we did. We want you to know that there is a community that's supporting you. Hey, when you have these thought processes, you have this fortitude of your mind and say, hey, it's not fair. Guess what? You have a Tawnie and Tracey to say, hey, you know what? I agree. It's not fair. Because if I think about where I was when I was still in the day right after I got on my coma, I could have went through the same thought process and say, hey, this is not fair that I'm now paralyzed and I now have to learn how to walk. Now I have to learn how to talk. Now I have to learn how to do all these things. But I can also now say, hey, I'm blessed because I remember I was there, guys. But I had to change my thought process to say, I'm going to get there. And it wasn't to say, hey, as I go back to say, me versus me, I could have said, hey, I used to be able to do this. I used to be able to do this. Or 5 days ago when I wasn't in this coma, I used to be able to do this. I could have got stuck there, but I said, no. Where I am now, this paralyzed situation, this paralyzed body, I want to get better. I want to do more. I want to be more. So that was my turning point. That was my push to say, where I am today, I will not be here always. And I'm going to get better. I'm going to go further. I'm going to stop talking right now and pass the mic to Tawnie.
I just really want to share that is normal. I know we hate the word normal, but maybe natural to look and go, wow, it seems it was so much easier for them. And I know how lucky I am. There are battles that I did not have to battle that a lot of you guys do. And what I can tell you, you also didn't have the survivor's guilt that I had every day in the ICU, being very aware of everything, having things change, and just having them all look at me and call me the young one and like they didn't know what to do with me. They did not. I didn't have other survivors to reach out to. I did not. And I had to retrain my brain. I was truly grateful I was alive. Once they explained how close I was to death, what happened, I was like, I'm so grateful, even though my eyes crossed, all those things. But you do, comparison is the thief of all joy. There was a time I did not talk about my depression. Do you know when they first diagnosed me with it? I came home from that doctor's appointment and I whispered it to my mom like it was something was wrong. Like I was like ashamed of it. And now, like the fact that I'm sitting here and like I'm fighting back the tears. I used to like it would happen and I would like run away or get really mad and start yelling like, fuck, why am I crying? Like, and so it was not easy. You are just looking at me now in this time, but I still have to retrain my brain. Like when I found out that I had the second brain aneurysm and had to have another brain surgery, did my brain first go, yay, I can't wait to do that again? No, it went, are you effing kidding me? I got to do this again. Why? What did I do in a past life? Why did I? And then I was like, why not? I get the chance now to stop it before it ruptures. I get the chance to go through this brain surgery and be in more control. I get to have it be more permanent now instead of walking around with this half done brain surgery. But I literally daily have to retrain my brain to not even sometimes. Tracey, I could sit here and on our Wednesdays, I could get done and go, gosh, like my thighs are so freaking sore. I bet you Tracey's not sore at all. And she went on and did 3 other workouts. Is that gonna help me feel better about me if I sit here and say how great Tracey is and how my body isn't what it was? No. But we all, even if you haven't had a stroke, I think every single one of us at one time or another has been, oh man, I so-and-so, insert whatever. And so when I do that, like we wrote there, comparison is the thief of all joy. I try to remind myself of all the things I have overcome, me personally. Nobody else, because it's no one else's journey. Nobody else will go through and deal with everything I do. But in this community, what has helped me the most is looking at those other people as inspiration. Sometimes it does make you go, man, I wish I could do more. I wish that whatever. I mean, I align myself with powerhouses because they show me what's possible. Do I sometimes feel like Maddie's written 2 books? I can't even read a book, guys. Like, and I laugh about it because I realize we all have different goals. So when you stop and you go, what is actually really important to me right now that I can work on that's going to help me? And that's why walking with my dogs was a big goal for mine. And so whenever I get upset about where my body's at, I remind myself, like, you are doing something that doctors told you would never do. So I don't care how, and it will never be as fast as you want it to be. I think every single one of us in our recovery could say, I wish I was insert a thing that we wish we did. But guess what? Life is a journey. It is a marathon, not a sprint. And I'm going to throw it back to Tracey because I know I just like ran off with it.
See, but the thing is, you say you went on a rant, but you got in your emotions, and when you get in your emotions, the passion comes out. So it's not. I had to learn. It's not really a rant. It's you feeling all of these things and all the things that you had to go through. When you may have had those thoughts, but you overcame them with the passion to say, "Hey." Like you said, I surround myself with powerhouses. I put myself in places that I can look forward to getting to. I surround myself with people that I can aspire to be like. I can aspire to say, hey, I'm going to get there. Or, listen, Maddie, with the 2 books, I say that every time. That I'm still telling myself, and I pray every day, Lord, I'm going to write this 1 book. So, but the thing is, that's why we surround ourselves with these beautiful people to keep us inspired, to keep us inspired. So, again, to the young lady that we had this conversation, we motivate you and we demotivate you at the same time. God bless you. But I'm praying that one day you're going to wake up and say, you know what? This was all motivation, because in reality it is, because think about the thought that the process of how she said that. You guys motivate me and you demotivate me at the same time. So guess what? We did our job because we motivated you. The demotivation is the battle and the struggle in your own mind to say, hey, I want to get there. And if we actually was to dissect Tracey's life and say, and listen, y'all was about to have me preach to say, I never want to say I want somebody else's life, because you don't know what they go through behind closed doors. I want somebody else's marriage. I want their family. Honey, it's beautiful on the outside. They just like the statement says, don't judge a book by its cover. It's beautiful on the outside, but to not know what a person truly goes through inside. So, yes, it looks beautiful. Oh, Tracey has it easy. Tawnie has it easy. Tracey can move and exercise and do all these things. As a matter of fact, I'm at the gym right now. But dissect the Tracey's life of the depression, the anxiety, Tracey is a bodybuilder. Did you know that as well? Tracey, when I had that stroke, could not pick up another weight. Tracey finally did her first bodybuilder show last year and had to stand in front of the crowd, not knowing if my left side will move or work, because of the simple fact that, hey, I can move it because I have mental control to move it. But the reality, guys, I can't feel this over here. So to get up on stage to say, hey, hopefully my muscles are aligned in the correct way, or hopefully I was able to define this, or hopefully our brain kicks in to flex the muscle when I get on stage. I don't know if it was going to happen, but I just had to overcome it and say I'm doing it anyway. I could have said, woe is me, it's not fair. I'm getting on stage with all these people that didn't have a stroke, all these people that full body works, and guess what? I won first place. So I could have got stuck in it and said, hey, I wish, or it's not fair. It's unfair that this girl that still has one side of her body that works when it wants to stand on stage with people that full body work and have had none of the ailments that I have, but I didn't allow that to hold me back, guys. So again, that's why we say retrain your brain. And it goes back to also comparison is the thief of all joy. So I was going to call this retrain your brain, but comparison is the thief, because if I compared myself, I would say I can't get on stage to do a bodybuilding show, guys, because really I have 1.5 sides of my body versus 2 sides of my body, because we know the right side works, but the other reality is my left side is my dominant side. The left side works when it wants to. So if I would compare that and be like, hey, it's impossible for me to do that. Or if I stepped into the other mindset to retrain my brain, to look at my support team that I had, the best support team was my whole team of listen, my brain ain't gonna get it. CSA is my team back in Cleveland. My team, they were pushing me, even on the days that I'm like, y'all see this left side ain't working. They like, girl, please, you still doing better than so many other people. Yes. So it's like, they were my encouragement. Even the day before the show, I'm like, I still look too small. I still look like this. They're like, Tracey, shut up. And guess what? I need people to say, Tracey, shut up. Yeah. Tracey, shut up. I got on stage, did the show. I would say first time on stage, my confidence still was a little like, this is weird. I'm still not feeling it. And I would say my coach pushed me to do another show the very next week. Baby Tracey was fully back the next week, because I got out of my head. I got past the comfort zone of saying, hey, I don't know what my body's going to do. And I went out the second time on stage and I just had fun. Tracey, natural Tracey, ended up on the second show to a show that does no drug testing. So I was the only natural person on stage with all the full, long, full-blood, real bodybuilders that we know on steroids. And I still placed, I took first and second on that. Or second, I can't remember on that. But either way it goes, I took my natural self and went to a show with my natural 1.5 self. Went to a show with people that we know are on steroids. I didn't get scared. I went out there and I had a blast. Turned on some music, I danced through it and didn't think about it. But again, retraining my brain. I can do it. I had the support team to push me through. They supported me. They said I could do it. And they helped me go. So again, Tracey and Tawnie are here to be your support team. But our community is so much bigger than Tracey and Tawnie. Tracey and Tawnie is the face that you may see all the time. We're the same. That's my sister from another mister. We talk fast. We smile. We believe in faith. We have faith. We have God in our lives. And we're so blessed.
And maybe we introduce you to people. Like, and maybe we introduce you to the people in the community. And sometimes, like, and I say that, I go, you either love me or you're like, woo, she's a lot. I don't know. Wow. So, and that's okay. And maybe I just introduce you to other survivors who you do find more motivating because you do see, and we do understand that, but I hope like you see it as a motivation. And also I would like to share this point of sometimes it's easier to do something you've never done before. So for me, I was never a mermaid, okay? Did not do that before the stroke. And so it was a nice hobby because when I wasn't good at it, I did find myself, I cried. I literally cried and was like, oh my God, I'm going to drown in this. And then I laughed because I was like, you're not really a mermaid. Why would you think this would be easy? Why did you think you were going to just be Ariel right off the bat? You're not. You're going to be like getting her little sea legs. So sometimes doing hobbies or getting into something that you never did before your stroke can be helpful in that journey because you're like, I'm supposed to be bad at this. I'm supposed to be learning it. I'm supposed to be like practicing. And I remind myself, and it helped that I went back to working in special education. I did not have support from the doctors were like, oh, you're good enough. Like, you're good. You're walking and talking. You're fine. I went to physical therapy for my eye. I get it. But they didn't have me talk to groups. I had no one to talk to. They kept telling me how young I was. But thank heavens, working in special education, I had teachers who every day were helping me acclimate and get used to that and not think about the fact. But like, I was applying for my master's in speech pathology, but I look at, instead of all the things that could have, I'm like, okay, well, look at how lucky we are that we are here. So like, just to be motivated that we're here, we're surviving, and like we get to get better. So you might not like how it is right now. Good. You're not supposed to like where you're at. You're supposed to like, all of us wish we were in a little bit better. So that's all I can try is just to be a little bit better every day. Thank you.
I appreciate that. We're about to end this. I'm going to say something on that note. Like, I was working out and I was recording both sides of my body. On the right side, I'm doing tricep press down, and I recorded. It's so much easier for me I really don't even have to flex on the right side. The muscle just pops out. The left side is like, I am pressing 100 pounds, and I still don't get a flex. But at the same time, I'm still doing it. So something in my head just told me to record it today. So I may post a video side by side and see, like, this was smooth and easy. Get to this side, I am like, trying with all of my force, and I still can't get a flex on my left side. But the thing is, that right there, that mental delusion I could have had in my head could have stopped me to say, hey, I'm not going to keep pushing to try to make this work. No, guys, that's just pushing me to keep on. But at the same time, I looked at that today like, let's see what both sides look like. This was nothing. Come to this side, and I was trying to purposely flex. Honey, if somebody else was looking at, girl, I don't care what they be doing. If they were looking at me and they're like, she ain't even lifting no real weight. Why is she struggling so much? Because I was trying to get a flex out of that arm on that side. But again, going to say, if I allow that comparison of my own self to steal my joy and say, hey, I probably won't get that flex on that arm the same way, I wouldn't be doing this, y'all. And I just threw that out there to say, hey, I could do that myself, but I'm not doing it because, again, I know where I was. I know day one of the stroke to this is year 5 of the stroke. I'm so much better than I was. And as I continue to push, I will get better and achieve more every single day, y'all.
Yes, I love that. Perfect way to end it. Thank you guys. See you next week.
See y'all next week.